We are back with a special sneak peek of tonight's all-new Dateline, taking a closer look at a very high-profile case.
The episode reveals exclusive new details about the Luigi Mangione investigation, the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson back in 2024.
Dateline anchor Lester Holt sat down with friends of both men, some of whom are speaking out for the very first time. We're going to talk to Lester in just a moment, but first, here's a preview.
In the pre-dawn darkness of December 4th, 2024, Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, was walking into this Hilton hotel for the company's annual investors conference.
I had texted Brian from the train, good luck today.
Jeff Alter is the first person in Brian Thompson's inner circle to speak publicly about the case. Did he respond?
He didn't.
Brian was walking into a trap. The masked man fired 3 shots before fleeing, leaving Brian to die on the sidewalk.
Just devastated. I thought he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, maybe got mugged or something like that.
5 days after the murder, 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and then extradited to New York.
He didn't seem like the kind of guy who would do something like that.
Dorian Wright is a yoga instructor in Hawaii. He got to know Mangione 2 years earlier when Mangione took classes to ease a long-term back problem. Did he ever, in your presence, mention healthcare?
No, he never mentioned healthcare.
The topic of healthcare doesn't seem to add up.
No.
Lorena O'Neill is a contributing writer at Rolling Stone and has been reporting on the case from the beginning. She says Mangione does talk about healthcare in writings that police found in his backpack after his arrest.
He says the target is insurance. It checks every box. He says, what do? You whack the CEO at the annual parasitic bean counter convention. It's targeted, precise, and doesn't risk innocence. Most importantly, the point becomes self-evident.
It's pretty chilling.
It is.
Mangione has pleaded not guilty to murder. He goes on trial in September. Throngs of supporters have gathered at pre-trial hearings, something Brian Thompson's friend Jeff Alter can't fathom.
It's still beyond me that people who clearly have hate in their hearts would take somebody's life over what they did for a living.
He's the victim.
Yes, yeah. We can never forget that.
Lester, welcome back.
Thanks, nice to be with you.
Welcome back to Studio One. We were just talking with Karen Reed last hour. Cases like this, they're high profile. They create so much attention. They spark really strong opinions as well. Are there unique challenges that come with reporting stories like this?
I think there are, because we get caught up in the personalities, understandably so, the personalities that are driving these stories. In this case, you're looking at really 2 lanes. You've got the lane of a crime, a murder, that's something we all understand. Then you have this hardly tangible area of, well, did he bring it upon himself? So is this about the healthcare industry and not about murder? Is this bigger than a murder charge? And that's the difficult thing in covering a story like this, trying to honor both sides in terms of, how we got to where we are, but at the same time reminding folks throughout the hour that there's one victim in this case.
You spoke exclusively with 2 detectives who talk about the manhunt for a suspect. Yeah. What did they tell you that we haven't heard before?
Well, some interesting things were about the tips they got. Initially, they asked the public if you have any information, as they often do, but these tips were people pointing out folks that they knew about or knew personally who had a grudge with the health insurance industry that might be provoked to violence. They had to check all those out to the extent, was this person in New York that week? Do they have a kind of a outsized beef with the healthcare industry? So that was, I think, one of the more interesting things.
Yeah. So much focus has been put on Mangione through this. We just saw you speaking with the victim's friend, Jeff. What more did you learn about Brian Thompson in speaking with him?
Well, in speaking to his friend, who is obviously very upset the way his friend has been portrayed in all this, he says he was an Iowa farm boy. In fact, he wanted to get back to Iowa. We've heard father of 2. He was regarded by some as one of the more conscientious members of that particular industry among executives. It wasn't unusual that he'd be up early on a day like that because this was a this is a big deal, the investors conference. They think very highly of me. High education, I think valedictorian in high school and college.
Like that, Lester, thank you. One of the things Dateline has always done well is high-profile cases like this. When people think they know so much about the case, Dateline always manages to reveal something new.
Yeah, it's a learning experience for all of us as you go, okay, and that answers that in the pieces. But the problem with this, the pieces don't, a lot of the important pieces don't quite match. And that's the trick in this one. It doesn't check the usual boxes.
Lester Holt, always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
Always good to see you. You can catch Dateline's all-new report, A Killing in Midtown, tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, right here on NBC.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.